Stay tuned for The Voice of Truth with Jedediah Dwyer.
Thank you so much for joining us at The Voice of Truth Radio. Today we're talking about becoming successful. How do you become successful, especially in business? If you're listening and you're a business owner, please stay tuned because we'll have very good suggestions for you. So how do you become successful? I do have Rosalind Levy here with me. She's a real estate agent, and she will be sharing tips on how to become successful, how she got started, how as a business owner you can grow your business, and marketing tips and whatnot.
Hello. This is Rosalind Levy. I'm a real estate agent here in the area of Hampton Roads with Keller Williams. I started back in June of 2015. Mm-hmm. I started my business by reaching out to my sphere of influence, which is my family and friends. Mm-hmm. I'm asking them who do they know that's moving to the area, or either who do they know that's looking to buy or sell. Mm-hmm. I also did a lot of door knocking. I'm actually to this day in 2017 still door knocking at least 2 to 3 hours a week, just lead generating.
Door knocking. I think that's so crucial because in this day of modern technology where everyone is marketing on Facebook, marketing on Instagram, marketing Google ads, we actually forget the basics.
Correct. And the basics is when you first start a business, you don't have a lot of funds to start that business. Right. So being a real estate agent, being a realtor, as a real estate agent, there is a difference in a salesperson and a realtor. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot to start that business. So instead of using your funds to probably pay for Facebook ads or something, you take the freeway of knocking doors and asking them who do they know, hanging flyers, passing your business cards out, and just go and walk the malls or wherever you can. Just do something. Be proactive every day in your business.
Yeah, I think that is like an encouragement to me also because I'm a business owner. It's Jakeela, Jakeela. I'm shy, I'm timid, and I'm not a kind of person that would go door knocking. Like, that's encouraging to know that you should go to the basics sometimes. Go door knocking, go to the malls, pass flyers, pass educational materials to people.
Also, social media is another good way. It is a free way of doing it as well. Again, when you first start in any type of business, you're going to spend money before you make money. So you have to go the best route by seeing what's free, the free way of doing everything. I'm not saying be cheap because it's going to take money to get your business, to run your business. True. Just find other ways that you can brand yourself. And protect your image versus just going out there and just spending money on every little thing that's thrown your way.
True. And talking about branding, before you even start, you have to actually know what it is that you want to do. What is your calling? What is your passion? What is your gift? So how do you even know what your calling is? How did you even know that you were going to be in real estate or you love that was where you were going to start?
Well, I knew that I was going to be into real estate, or actually just helping people, period. I love, ever since I've been born, I felt like I've been helping others, even if it's just a phone call of me listening to people in their time of need. Is I just love helping people. So my goal is to get at least 50 to 75 people in homes for 2015. This year I've done 25. I want to at least double that by the end of 2018.
Okay, great. I think knowing your calling is so key. I had a passion for herbs, for skin, for hair, for making hair look good or making the skin look good. I had a passion for helping others. So when I actually started my hair care line, skincare line, it was born out of that passion. Okay, this is what I wanted to do, and this is what I feel led to. This is what I love to do. So if you're struggling with knowing what your calling is, just take a piece of paper and write down, okay, what is my passion? What do I love to do? What are my hobbies? And then you can narrow them down and say, okay, this is the main thing that I could probably start a business out of. So if you're struggling with that, probably you need to do that. And, and then talking about branding, it's so important to know your brand. What's the name of your business going to be?
The name of my business now is Levy & Associates Realtors.
Mm-hmm. You have to have a name that is relative to what your business is.
Correct.
Right? Because you want people connect the dots and say, okay, this is what it is. So branding is so key. So make sure you have a logo. Get a logo. If you do not know how to make a logo, you can use Fiverr. We have Fiverr. You can get a graphic designer to help you with a logo. If you're looking for a graphic designer, I have a wonderful graphic designer that helps me. So you can go on a Facebook page at Voice of Truth, and I'll post the information on there. Or you can email at veramforjesus@yahoo.com. So most people are not successful because they are not walking in their calling. If you want to be successful, know what your calling is. Walk in your calling. Take that leap of faith. Jump out. And I think for me, it was so hard because I was so scared, but my husband was like, okay, I am not sure how this is going to work out, but if you think, that's what you want to do, then, I'll be right beside you, helping you. So what do you think? I mean, how is it important to take that leap of faith and jump out when you're starting a business?
I've only been an agent for a couple of years now, but I took that leap of faith maybe about 5 years ago when I just put my 2 weeks notice in. I knew that the last job that I was working at was not my calling. So I just took a leap of faith and I just stepped out there and tried some other things, and that wasn't it. And I know my calling was to help others, whether it's getting them into a home or just being there for them. I'm everything. I know they say most real estate agents shouldn't be, but I am. I'm a counselor. Sometimes I'm a taxi cab, or sometimes I'm a hotel. When my clients are moving to the area and they don't need to have a place to stay, they don't have the funds to actually go out and get a room because they need that money for their down payment. So I've even opened up my home for a couple of weeks to a couple of people. So you know your passion by I know my passion is just helping people,
right?
Regardless,
and that's what's going to separate you from others or other businesses that are similar to yours. What are you doing differently? What can you do differently? What can you sell differently? Or even if you sell the same water, how can you brand that bottle of water differently that would make someone purchase it? What can I add to that service that would make me stand out from the crowd? Include being a counselor, being a helper, that makes you stand up from the crowd, and that will make your clients refer more clients to you. Like, okay, she went above and beyond what was required. So I think that's, key. And also when you take that leap of faith, given that 2 weeks notice, it's so difficult. I mean, because when I had my child and, I had HR call me, I'm like, do you still want to come to work and stuff like that? And I was like, I'm not coming. It was so hard. And I'm like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Did I really hear from God? Sometimes you can have those doubts. How was it like for you when you gave that 2 weeks notice and the transition from quitting your job to starting a business?
I was nervous. I was anxious, but I knew I had that support of my husband. Whatever I wanted to do, to this day, that's my biggest cheerleader. So he was like, hey, this is what you need to do. He told me 5 years ago I should have been an agent, but I couldn't do it until I felt that it was time. And that's when I started a few years ago. But yeah, I'll just take and pray about it. And I say I cannot be on Doubt Street. So you can't do both. You can't be on Doubt Street and then pray about it at the same time. So I just chose not to be on Doubt Street and just put the 2 week notice and never look back.
Taking that action and taking that leap of faith, but also believing and having people around you that would encourage you, people around you that would, be your cheerleader. Because most times, especially when you're starting a business, you will have a lot of people who will put doubt and fear in you. Truly, when I started, I had a few people around me like, okay, yeah, she's, you sure you know what you're doing? People laughing at you and stuff, but it just trust God. And I know that, I'm not going to make $1 million in the first year, but I would, I'm trusting God and I'll take that leap of faith. So it's very key to have people around, even if it's just one person or two that would continuously support you, continuously encourage you, motivate you, and also having faith in God, having faith in His Word, having faith in His promises, holding on to Scripture. Because if you look at the Bible where David, you could see David, he was a king, but he was one of the richest. Even if he was a king, he was a business owner because they sold and bought lands and fields and crops. So having faith, having people around you that would encourage you, that would lift you up, and having discipline.
Yes. You definitely need to have discipline because there's no one that's going to call you and say, hey, why aren't you here? Where are you? So you have to be a self-motivator.
Right.
You have to be an entrepreneur. You have to want it because if you don't want it and go out and get it, then you're not going to have it.
Right.
You can't do the same thing and expect different results. So go out there and grind and hustle and do what you have to do to be very successful. Right.
I think, sometimes people view business owners, especially those, because I work from home. I have a space where I work from home, and sometimes people view us as being lazy or, jobless or whatever. But having that discipline, you have to have discipline away from social media, discipline away from other things around you, and stick to it. Because when you're disciplined and you have goals and you go with it, it would, increase that success and make you become successful. And then another thing is having love. Loving what you do, love your passion, love your work, being dedicated, and also giving. I'm a believer. I believe in God. I believe in giving to others, being a blessing to others, giving in tithes and my offerings, being an encouragement to others. Anything you want to add to tips on becoming successful?
Yep. Just be grateful for whatever you have. Be grateful for your family and treat people the way that you want to be treated. That's what I think the world is getting away from.
True.
So just treat people how you want to be treated, and that alone is a blessing. Just be true to yourself, and everyone else will be true to you.
Also, one thing is stay in prayer.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't tell you. Sometimes when I'm so discouraged and worried, stay in prayer, pray about, whatever that's going on, and God will bring you out.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Rosalind Levy.
This is Rosalind Levy, again, Keller Williams, Coastal Virginia. If you need to reach me, I can be contacted at 757-241-0252 or by email at roskWrealty@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. God bless you. Thank you for listening.
You've been listening to the Voice of Truth broadcast with Jedediah Dwyer. For information regarding the program, call 757-951-9251 or email vorm4jesus@yahoo.com. That's VORM4Jesus@yahoo.com.
I will choose to listen and believe.